Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another edition here of Three Live Canes on Canes Insight. As always, I am Chris. The box that tells you that is right there, and the box that tells you who that guy is over there. That's Bill up there. Down there, that's Steve-O. Here to talk to you guys about another week in Miami Hurricanes football. Got some other fun stuff because this is the off season. It's a time for fun stuff. It's a time for lying about the records. It's a time for 10-2. Time for 11-1. For Bill, it's a time for 7-5, maybe 8-4, if he's feeling good. But we'll a lot of time to talk about all Miami Hurricanes things going on this week. Some national potential news that came up over the course of the week with Miami-related implications as well. But we have time to get to all that. We will discuss all that. We're also going to do a positional group ranking, go through the whole the roster and say, like, okay, we think strongest here, maybe we need something here, and need guys to step up here, whatever it might be. But we'll get to all that. Before we do that, Bill, how you doing tonight?
Big chilling. We got some thunderstorms rolling through, so I'm just waiting to lose power and be cut off all awkwardly frozen. See, Blaine knows what's up.
Look at Steve-O's face. Look at Steve-O's face right now. He saw that comment pop up. He was like, I was jarred by it.
No, I was looking up something.
Looking up why I'm the greatest.
Either way, I'm gonna cut that screenshot out. I'm gonna cut that screenshot out of Steve-O looking aggressively at the screen when that popped up. But anyway, sorry, Bill, I interrupted you.
No, I feel like we're starting like the heart of the off season, right? Transfer portal season's over, recruiting is kicking up, big visit weekend, but kind of hitting that kind of dead period. So luckily we have rankings to do, so we'll get through it.
There's always rankings. There's always rankings to do. Steve, how we doing?
I'm big chilling. It's been a good week. Getting to it. Short week because Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Thunderstorms are coming through here. I don't know if you're down here in South Florida, but I'm pretty sure you can hear it right now. So if you see me look this way, just know I'm checking to see if I'm still alive. Because it is light flashing. It's like it's literally like flashing brighter than my damn light for the damn setup. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But yep, big chilling. Thankfully got my work in before, so I don't have to really worry about the elements. And this is a very good time of the year for me. I want to say 12. No, I can say all the things I want to do. I can say, X1500, Jacoby 1K, Horton 800. I can say those type of things. Sam Brown 800. I could say those type of things. So I'm happy. Always happy with these type of times.
Lion season is the best season. Maybe not this year. We'll see. Hopefully not this year.
Come on, yeah. Wait, hold on. So what I said X1500. That came from his dad's mouth. Jaime told me straight up. He was like, bro, we going for 1,500 this year. And I'm like, okay, talk to him. All right, so X1500. Jacoby plus 1,100 for Jacoby. You can't just break 1,000. I need him to be steady over it. You feel me? All right, so that's 2,600. All right, bet. Plus 800 for my boy Horton. 3,400. All right, we go. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make something happen.
Steve wasn't that calculator out. All of a sudden, he was like, "Ooh, I don't know about this."
All right, Sam Brown going for 600. We gonna have to let Sam Brown and Horton fight between 800 and 600. We'll let them, pick that out. And then, that'll be around 4K, and that's fine. And unless we start throwing to a tight end, that's fine.
Yeah, and then Pop will get some garbage time yards in there. That'll get some other guys some numbers. And, all works out. It all works out in the end. Here's an interesting comment from RK807. Hey, Bill and Steve-O in the house. I'm surprised. I just assumed I was the most well-liked person of the group. But apparently not. Not.
There's a clear pecking order, and it's Steve-O, me, you.
I think we might be at the tipping point where Bill has been mocked so often that people are like starting to feel bad, and maybe Bill's starting to become like a little bit of an underdog hero over there.
However I get to the top, I don't care.
But Steve-O, this did pop into my head over you said Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people were out there barbecuing, cookouts, all that kind of fun stuff. If you had a choice to just invite one of the two of us to a family barbecue or cookout, who would you invite?
Yeah. To be honest, Chris, you would fit in, but my family's hella pessimistic. They would love Bill. They would love Bill. You can talk to my Uncle Peter all day and just be like, yeah, it's the same every year. We get hot. We do this. He's that type of Canes fan. But he still called me and my dad asking for info on what's these kids doing. Like, trust me, he love it. But, bro, as soon as somebody say something negative, boy, he ready to get that ball rolling. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't know what to do. You would make great friends with, like, my mom's side, Chris. You know what I'm saying? Dad's side, Kane's side, I don't know. That's Bill territory.
That's a very diplomatic answer, Steve.
Yeah.
That's a very diplomatic answer. Here's same question.
You like how and stat got on top of that. Yeah,
quick feet, Steve. Bill, same question to you. How about me or Steve? What, you're not going to answer it?
The boy just matumboed you, boy.
I'd answer. I'd
Too smart.
I'd pick Steve 100%.
He took his finger off the button.
What?
I saw it.
What, Bill? What? You thought I was going to hit the thing when you were about to talk?
I thought so.
No, I just wanted to hear your opinion.
Steve, he knows.
Bill, I just wanted to hear your opinion on it.
He got real close.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska.
He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free.
Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, but he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players. Step up in big game.
Hard dog. Don't ask me for more. Hell no. Husker up to the races. That's what they needed.
That's Ricks going up for Thorpe, and it's intercepted near midfield. Sean Taylor's got another one. Who else?
Who else but Sean? Who else but us here on a Wednesday night? Cesar Iglesias is still going to give me the nod. Great job by Bill, even thinking it might happen, just to be ready for it mentally and emotionally. But, we'll find a way. There's always a long show. It's a long show. It's a long show. But anyway, we'll get to more of that stuff. Thank you, Mikhail. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the table here. But a lot of things to talk about. First and foremost on our list of things to discuss, because, no humongous transfer news this week. It seems to be kind of a ramping down right now for that, even though still like waves headed across the country. We'll talk about a little bit. But what we wanted to focus on today was looking through. We did the player, we did the mock draft, we put people in different positions. Steve-O moved half the roster to offensive line to make sure he had enough people to block for his receivers. But today we're going to focus on position groups as a whole. And we're going to rank them out. We have 6 real position groups, so we're going to figure out from that 6 the way we want this thing to work. So rather than have Bill makes a grouping, Steve-O makes a grouping, I make a grouping, I make a rank and all that, I think we just go one by one at the top, have a discussion, see if we can't come to a consensus about, okay, this is the group that we notch first, and then we go to the bottom. But also in the same note, when we get to the end of this thing and we're looking at it, I also want to talk about like potential growth here, because where we are right now and where we might become October, November could obviously be very different if things start to really click. So we'll get into that too. So without further ado, we go to our incredibly fancy sheet that we have here. I'll zoom in on it effectively. It's a good start. I actually have to present the thing.
A little more time focusing on your job instead of trying to cut me off. Make the show a little bit better.
Ooh. Yeah.
Bill was a good guy for like a day. It's going to go away. Going to go away real quick. But anyway, so there's our position groups on the left side. I grouped it as
contrast. You got to go like green with like the position group. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go
on the right side, we can go green. How do you want to do it? That's
no,
like
you need some contrast.
Some
some bland sheet, not the top. But I'm just saying we need some green in there.
Me and Steve are going to be at the barbecue just mocking you.
I got green tree in the whoa. Hold on.
It's the worst show ever.
Let me
take it off. Take it off
a minute. You want each position group to be different?
You feel me? So they can pop. You can go white, you can go green, you can go orange. Rotate them.
Okay.
A little bit of I don't know.
How this didn't come up in the 2-hour pre-show meeting, I don't know.
Yeah, Steve.
I was on time today. I don't know what happened.
I was in at like 8:30. I was just playing NCAA. We're just waiting.
That's what happened, Steve. I saw you in here. I got nervous. I left.
Y'all seen the new update with the NCAA? The Road to Glory is not going to start in high school. I'm like, bro, what? That's
Yeah,
all I
it's
wanted to do. Put up 3K senior year at some random high school and then commit to Toledo, or go to freaking Dartmouth and win the Heisman as a freshman. Man, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I was waiting for that Canes offer. I was gonna commit on the spot.
You do strike me as someone that would go to like a really random spot, Steve-O, and just be a
Oh
legend.
yeah, first Road to Glory, easy Miami. First Dynasty, easy Miami. Once I win like 10 national championships, I'll go to like Bethune and just create a dynasty. FAMU, just create a dynasty, and then go somewhere else. Like Utah State, just win like 3 natties in a row. And then I'm out. I'm hearing it might be a little harder now with the new up-to-date NCAA. So we'll see how it goes.
I actually like Caesar's idea. You start it in Pop Warner, and then like you can pick like, do you go to like a private high school or like the local public, and then kind of start it from there.
Yeah,
that would've been-
like real
we'll
like
take-
origin
we'll take
story
that, Chris.
stuff.
We'll take that.
Is this all right? Is this good now?
We'll take that. My fault.
Chris feeling the pressure. I always feel pressure. Obviously, with such a talented host as Steve-O, I don't want to. I got to feel like I make sure I do my best effort here.
The kids call that glazing.
T Durden having himself a good day over there too. So thank you, T. Thank you for being around for it. We appreciate you. But let's get to work here. Let's not knock off the silliness. Let's do some real important, hard hitting commentary here, because we have 6 position groups that we have to rank and find a good spot for. So, we start at the top. We're looking at quarterbacks and running backs, receivers, O-line, D-line, linebackers, defensive backs. So we have 3 on the offensive side of the ball, 3 on the defensive side of the ball. Steve, I go to you first. If you had to pick a position group that to you stands out as the best of the best with where we are right now, let's say tomorrow, like fall camp goes exactly how it's supposed to go. Summer goes exactly how it's supposed to go. We walk into the season with our current expectations. Which position group would you put right at the top of the list?
So QBs and running backs are together, right?
Yes.
I don't know. It might be hard to go elsewhere. Out of your top 5 football players, on the team, Fletcher, Martinez, and Cam Ward, are probably in the discussion. If it's top 10, then all 3 of them are in there. And then I don't know, man. I might have to go QBs and RBs for number 1, man. We got the depth at quarterback as well. Just now you got 3, maybe even 4 of your top 10 best players, are in that position group or in those 2 position groups. So it's gonna be hard to not put that close to number 1, if not number 1.
Okay. And if you're out there in the chat, like throw your ideas in there as well. Like we don't want this to be us just picking something and you guys out there just have to eat it and deal with it. Like because I see D-line already popping up a couple times in the chat there as a possibility. So throw your ideas in. But Bill, what do we got? And then we'll go back and continue the discussion. We'll go ahead, Bill. Who would you put number 1?
It's tough. I was between QBs, receivers, and D-line. And then I eliminated D-line from my thought, or if I asked for the top, just because I don't know if we have that true difference maker at D tackle yet. I know we just got Barrow, so that's a tough one. Yeah,
you would consider receivers over D-line?
yeah.
I know. I don't want to ask Steve on that question, but like,
yeah. I think you look at what's returning between X, George, Sam Brown added to the mix, and then your depth, right, is essentially Horton and 5-star true freshman and JoJo, and then you got a bunch of really explosive guys behind them. But I think at the end of the day, you look at QB, running back, Cam Ward is probably the top 5 to 7 quarterback in the country. Damon Martinez is probably a top 5 running back, and those positions have depth. So I think I'm on board with QBs and running backs.
Yeah, you got Poff behind him. You got AJ Allen, Fletcher. Jordan Lyle already making noise. If y'all watched CanesInSight earlier, D Money got the scoop. Been telling y'all about that. He's a monster. Running back for sure. That's probably one of our deeper positions, even with all the attrition.
guys.
What are we doing here?
Hold on while I panic.
Now I said I panicked.
I tried to just do it real quick, and it didn't look as nice as it should have been. But it's saved. So quarterbacks and receivers up there at the top. T. Durden added in there, and T was one of the guys that mentioned D-line first, and Caesar will get his coming up in a second. He's a D-line if the players are put in the right spot. Bain is not, and put him inside. Whoa.
Nah, that's Bane's everything. But yeah, he's an end. He's an end that can go inside. That's pretty much it. Not gonna.
You're gonna have him outside more often than not. You want to get him out there in some space and attack that way. Caesar said quarterback 1, O-line 2, receiver 3, linebacker 4, D-line 5, D-back 6.
Nah, D-line can't go that far back, bro. We got Mesidor, Austin, Barrow, Clark, Cook. I mean, they. I mean, to be honest, I thought they were going to go number 2. I'm gonna pick receivers for number 2, but I would pick D-line if I was thinking about it like objectively. Come on, Chad. Barron that just came in. Like, let's be real. We just signed 3 5-star. We just talked about this last week. We just signed 3 5-star defensive linemen like that are freshmen coming in. I'm sorry, bro. Like, yes, we going receivers number 2, but realistically, chat. Come on, let's pick D-line number 2.
Well, let's go to that now, because Steve, you said your bias may push you to choose one over the other, but in real conversation here, like, we have how many dudes on the defensive line?
We're 2
dude heavy.
Bain, he's a freshman All-American. Akeem Mesidor, when healthy, plays almost at that level. Definitely NFL player when healthy. You got Austin, who's Pro Football Focus and odds tell you that, hey, this guy's good. We'll see if it adjusts at the next level. We'll see. Quincy Roche took a game or 2 and then came through. So, I expect Austin to have that type of thing. I thought I was supposed to be naming. Barron.
Quincy's going back.
It's over with that. That's definitely starting lineup. Then you think about the bench, like not even just the bench, the Barrows, the D tackles, the Clarks, the Cooks, the Motons, then the 3 5-star freshmen, Blunt, Lightfoot, Scott. I mean, it's deep. Josh Horton, another year of development in, was a blue chipper last year. Right. You gotta, honestly, bro, it's deep. The way that they said, hey, we're gonna attack D line, the way we attacked the offensive line last year, it's gonna be the primary focus. You could tell. Other than the glitz and glamour that we got our star quarterback, and we got a great backup, to be honest. But bro, they put the emphasis on D line. We got 2 D tackles early. People thought we were done. Went around, got another D tackle. Boom, big boy. Went around, got another DN. Boom, big time boy. Like, still flirting with others. Like, what's good? We evaluating everything. Like, yeah, you could tell they circled D line because that's definitely the most improved unit on the team. It's not even that it was bad last year, but the sack number, it's gonna go way up
for sure. Bill, thoughts?
Yeah, I think this next group is definitely between receivers and D-line. I just think about the depth on the D-line. We're a legit 10 to 12 deep with guys that can play or really high potential 5-star type freshmen. So love the receivers, but I think I'm voting D-line for the next one.
And that's where, like, even if you just picked out the guys who we know are going to play a lot, like if you just said Bain, Mesidor, Alston, Barron, and then added in your D tackles of Barrow, Clark, Cook, and so like those 7, and consider Mesidor like a back and forth flip guy inside outside. Like, how many teams across the country have a 7 not like that experienced? Now, maybe they haven't done a lot as Miami Hurricane players, but that experienced and that good. Like, how many teams across the country have that kind of depth, like that, those kinds of guys in their top 7?
Very few.
Right?
You got 8, 9 with experience before you start saying, hey, we might have to throw a 5-star, 6'5", 270-pound freshman out there. Oh, my God. Right. We might have to throw this 5-star, 6'4.5", 260-pound chiseled freshman from Chicago. And it's a cold game. Oh, I wonder if he's going to make it. Like, no, bro, we're good. we could throw his ass out there.
Right.
Oh man, wonder if we could throw out this 6'5", 335 freshman D tackle. We could be way worse, bro. It could be way worse. 2, 3, not even 2 years ago. Last year, the year before that, they might start. Like,
Yeah.
they might legit like be getting stupid burned. So just to have them sitting there begging and chomping at the bits for snaps as the season progresses, you got to go D-line number 2. I mean, it has the most potential in the room because, I mean, you inject 3 5-star defensive linemen. And I only like the Glaze stars. It's just Justin Scott is legit. I think the tape is good. Him physically, playing some polo teams out there. But looks great movement-wise, body-wise. Everything tells you, hey, this guy can translate. This guy can shoot gaps. Lightfoot, I told everybody in the beginning it was 5-star tape. That boy's a baller. And then Armando, y'all know what time it is, bro. We just seen what Bain did as a freshman. He was doing what Bain was doing at Miami Central. That's just, you get one of those freaks every year out of the state, the state of Miami, basically. One of the freaks that basically from Dade County or Broward County, rarely from Palm Beach. I know you're going to throw them boys a lifeboat. We got him. It was definitely blunt.
So, I mean, so we're all pretty much in agreement here, and I think that they describe it. Yeah, that's a great point from D here. Came a long way from Michael Weiss playing defensive tackle. It's a long way from getting a dude from JUCO and praying for the best.
What was that? The nose tackle in Golden's Ryan Fines or something? What was that?
Oh, Ryan Fines. Wasn't he?
That boy Ball versus West Virginia. That's probably his best game, Jenkins. Everybody balled versus West Virginia in 2016. Jenkins. Who he had? No, that was Rick. Rick had Pat Bethel. Bethel was serviceable. Definitely wasn't a bad D tackle.
He
had the pleasure of playing next to Willis.
Yeah, facts. And he did what he had to do. A lot of times, think about Manny coach linebackers. Thank God Bethel was on that damn D line, stopping them boys from getting up to that second level. Letting Pigney make a lot of plays. What else? I don't remember the D tackle y'all talking about.
You mean Ryan Fines, right? I thought Ryan Fines was an STA kid. Was he an STA kid? Am I crazy?
No, I remember we got Jelani Hamilton. He was an STA kid. He came into the program. I think that might be it, but I don't know. I don't really know. STA is starting to turn back to the tradition of sending kids to Miami. Now after this last class sending 4. I mean, sheesh.
Right. Anyway, but I think IMG D pointed it out there. But there's like you said, it's a big jump up, and Caesar had a comment here. He says, yes, we got a lot of bodies, but dudes say dominant. Like, but we talked about potential ranking. Obviously, could even go higher maybe. But the idea that we have a lot of guys that can do their jobs on the interior, and we have edge players that have the sky high potential. And then we have D tackles on the interior, the young guys who have that same kind of like blue chip or 5-star, future first round pick, all that stuff potential. We have edge guys that could be first round picks April.
Yeah, we have edge guys that could be first round picks. Ruben Bain is going to be one of those type of guys when he's eligible. We have 8 guys with college film, not just practice tape, legit. We're 8 deep with guys who have played college football for 2 or 3 years at the position, bro. It's think about the DNs. We talk about Bain. Obviously, had this whole season under his belt last year. Played a lot more. Basically, didn't get out the game. Towards the end of the season last year. Mesidor, plenty of experience. You had Barrow, plenty of experience. Clark, plenty of experience. Cook, plenty of experience. Barron, plenty of experience. Alston, plenty of experience. Moten now is a 3rd-year guy. Bro, come on. We just went 9 deep of guys that have been in college football, have played in games, got stats, got everything you would want to build a defensive line. And then right behind them all your super talented, younger guys. And then, you added Malik Bryan into that role as well. I'm sorry. We're glazing it, but the D-line, imagine having Coach Taylor and then you'd be like, somebody's just not even a big-time college football fan or not keeping up with Miami. They're like, oh, man, Jason Taylor's coach in Miami. And they see the defensive line. They got oh, my God. That's the type of reaction someone would have. Somebody watches it, just tunes in for a game this year. They're going to be like, oh, my God. that looks like a Jason Taylor coach defensive line. That's going to happen so much times. Watch, bro. I'm telling you right now, the defensive line is going to be so dominant throughout the year, and they are going to prop that boy up on a pedestal like they should.
Right, and as well deserved. And when you see what even the edge guys, just the edge guys look this year. I mean, Tyler Barron, he might have had some issues with regards to like transferring and people questioning this and that, but the dude can absolutely play the game. And with like
Man,
we have a pretty,
I don't know what people questioning.
They just you change blah blah blah. But who cares, man? Guy can come in and play.
Who cares? That transfer didn't even happen. That wire ain't happen, as Ruiz would love to say. The wires don't bounce.
Real quick though, we have a take this down for a second. Comment here from Cliff that I think needs to be addressed. He said, I think Cam Ward is way overhyped. He has a losing record, especially in road games. To assume he's better than TBD may be a mistake. I mean, just real quick. If we're talking about the TBD we had last year, we're comparing to, like you cannot watch, no offense, TBD, love the guy. He had some great games here as a Miami Hurricane, but the guy we saw most recently versus the guy Cam Ward was most recently, there's no debate. There's no way to debate it. There's no way to question it. There's no way to challenge it. It is like that's just plain as like eyes, right? Then you take in the fact like Cam Ward, he played on a team that did not have talent, and he dragged those guys. He dragged them at times forward, and we got them into some shootouts. So, I mean, I don't personally think it's even worth it. I mean, you can maybe think he's overhyped, but I mean, every year as time goes on, he said no. Oh, he was referring to Gainesville, but it wasn't talking about me just yet. But I think it's pretty safe to say Cam Ward is a significant step forward from the quarterback play we've gotten recently. Either you guys want to comment?
I mean, I think if you want to try and make the case that he's not like a top 10 quarterback, sure, but I think you have to ask the question with the regards to the record, was that record because of his play or because of, what else was going on at Washington State or Incarnate Ward or whatever record you're pulling from, which is fine, but I think that the stats kind of back it up, right? The main critique of him is the fumbling problem, and we know the Washington State offensive line wasn't very good, but that's definitely, I guess, it's probably really the only concern that we would have going into this year is what does that fumbling look like? But kind of like what you were saying, Chris, TBD essentially was the anchor in a negative way last year. Really just kept the ship from moving. The offense couldn't even run the offense because you were scared to have him throw the ball. So I think significant upgrade is probably putting it mildly. And I think we are, in a pretty much at a 180 in terms of the quarterback room from what we saw from TBD Georgia post Georgia Tech on.
Yeah, Steve-O.
Yeah, I get why people say overhyped just because someone probably told you, hey, we're going 12-0. It might have been me. Someone could have said this or that. And I get when people say it's overhyped. Maybe it's because we've been the whole Cam Ward saga. It drug out the whole time anyway before he committed, and then after he committed, it's been a while too. So like maybe I feel like if people think it's overhyped, it's more like maybe they're just tired of hearing it because now the national media is saying it too. What Canes fans been saying and all that stuff. So maybe that's what it is. But play and tape dictates the. I'm feeling the same way. I'm very excited about what the potential could be. Very excited about not even just the potential, but what the reality is right now. Right now, without even improving, I think we'll be fine. So I think as they continue to chop wood, they're working. That time's going to be fine. This guy is trying to get to the NFL. He probably is very well off now after coming to Miami, but he's really focused on the bigger money. And I think that's a great mindset to have for some of these young kids because it is swarming their mind with the NIL. And it is nice to have the NIL, but you got to make sure you're using the NIL to invest and save and, continue your goal of playing for the big money and on the bigger stage. So I think Cam Ward embodies that, and we're going to be fine. I'm not going to comment on TBD. That's my boy. I ain't going to say nothing bad about him. It just happened already. I already had to say it.
Right. We're rooting for root for TBD. I hope next year when we're talking about first round quarterbacks in the NFL draft, I hope that we could say Cam Ward and Van Dyke. I hope we could say both of those names and say, it's a possibility those guys can go. It's great. I'm rooting for him. Right now, I don't think anybody is upset with the way the quarterback position is laying out at Miami. You can kind of leave it there and let that go. But anyway, we'll keep going. 908 Canes, I got your comment. Make sure you represent Jersey. We'll get you in back later. But once we finish up the thing, I'm going to come back, swing back around to your comment. All right. So stay tuned on it. But we'll bring the board back up. We solidify D-line as the second spot. So now we're on third. It seems like I know which way it would go based upon a discussion. Are we just leaning? We already talked about the receivers a little bit, but are we comfortable putting the receivers third? Bill?
Yeah, I think there are three. I was about to try and make a case for a linebacker, but I think just the depth at receiver that we have, we have returning production at both positions, but I just think that the depth at receiver pushes them ahead of linebacker.
And tight ends is included here, D. Tight ends is included with the receivers. I'm not sure how much of an impact it makes necessarily. I know Steve-O would rather include tight ends with the O-line, but we'll include them here. Steve-O, thoughts?
Yeah, I almost went 2 with them if I didn't want to just not just be off the wall with it. I'd have to just X coming back. He's he's the top returning receiver in the ACC. You bring in Jacoby George, who's a top 5, returning player in the conference. Receiver in the conference. You bring in Sam Brown, who was just in the Big 12, so it was Power 5. Him putting up 800 yards, got sold a bunch by the quarterback up there. So expect better quarterback play for him. The numbers go up. I'm a big believer in Horton. And then, like Bill said, some of the young guys, a guy like a JoJo, a Ray, second year in the program, he's turning heads. He's moving fast. Robbie, talking about moving fast. Carr, talk about moving fast. So Shamar Kirk, a lot of people forget about Shamar Kirk. Man, I'm straight up, they were tampering with him. They were tampering with him. They wanted him to hit the portal. He stayed. He's fighting it out. So I like that type of mindset. He's JUCO kid, has tasted what the real world is like, and he's staying to put his head down and work, not taking the easy way out. So I'm all in on the receivers. I think there's depth, there's speed, there's talent, there's wiggle. We have guys that can make things happen after they're with the ball. Very hard to tackle. Jacoby led the country in pretty much yak. Ray's that type of guy. Shamar Kirk in the spring game was able to show people he's that type of guy. So I think we got guys who can make moves, make plays after the catch. We got guys like Carr, Robbie, Ray, Jacoby, that could just, Sam Brown, Horton that are taking the top off. I think we're just very versatile. We're deep. We have guys that can do it all. We have very, very smooth route runners. JoJo's going to be a monster, bro. It doesn't matter if it's this year or next year. It's going to be a monster, especially him, being behind Jacoby, probably one of the smoothest receivers out there. We're going to be really good. And the confidence when you have a quarterback like Cam Ward, if you feel like you can get the ball and before that ball snap, I'm telling you, bro, it's a different type of juice. Who's supposed to get the ball, but you don't never know. Normally who's supposed to get the ball, but things happen and plays get extended, things like that happen that Miami receivers weren't used to. Once the plays broke down with TBD last year and other quarterbacks, that was it. There was no scramble drill. There's no this. There's no that. So anytime you line up at receiver with Cam Ward at quarterback, you can get the ball. So you just got a little bit more pep in your step, fam. Trust me.
I was going to say this quarterback receiver grouping, right? That you have a quarterback like Cam and a receiver group like we have. This is as good as it's been and probably instills as much confidence as we've had in that, it's a decade easy. It's easily a decade.
2015 easy.
Right. And you could maybe argue feeling better than potentially the way it looked in 2015, which I know for some people is a little sacrilegious, but because considering the depth that we have at the receiver position and guys that we know, and you just rattling off names again, kind of like with D-line, blue chip guys that we have waiting in the wings, and the receiver position where like unlike defensive tackle a little bit more so in recent years, but the receiver position in college football, freshmen can go make plays. Like freshmen can be your number one or number two guy and you have a guy like JoJo who could easily be that. If he was at a lot of other schools around the country, he could be that guy. So, this is a confident group that I expect to be at the elite level.
Yeah, my bad. He did point out nobody talked about the tight ends, bro. Elijah Arroyo coming back is going to be huge, but until they show the tight ends in the offense, bro, I just don't know what's going to happen. I know Elijah can ball. I've seen it in person. I met him, shake his hand. It's like he grips your elbow. Like I don't think he'll ever drop a pass. Like this man has huge hands. He had a flow NIL deal. I met him over there. He probably not ever going to drop a ball. Like I'm telling you, he has freakishly large hands. So I'm excited to see what the tight ends do. If, on my mock yardage, it wasn't looking too good for the tight ends. I don't know if you tuned in earlier, but I was talking when I was doing my mock receptions and passing yards. Wasn't looking too good, but hopefully Pop used them. But nah, on the seriousness, at least in the red zone, bro, I would love to see Elijah Arroyo, Lofton, Riley Williams is 6'7". Come on, why wouldn't you throw him a fade? Like if he was playing 7-on-7 with me, I'd put 4 people on this side and put Riley over there, and then it'd be that easy. Obviously not 7-on-7, but like at some point you gotta throw the fade to him. So yeah, had to throw that out to the tight ends. I'm sorry it felt forced, bro, but I was just excited about the receivers.
Now, if you guys did miss the beginning of the show, Steve-O was laying out his receiving yards for the guys. I actually saw Steve-O's full stat prediction, and he had most of the tight ends just under the pancakes category. So we had them with 5, 10, 12 pancakes, 4 catches on the year, but 12 pancakes, which that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That could be possible, but nah, that's not it.
I think one of the things that kind of boosts this receiver and tight end room is that positional versatility, especially a guy like Cam McCormick being able to play right tackle.
That's right. Need that. Bill was hanging onto that one. Bill's going to get that joke if it killed us. Cliff can't go 12-0 with 41 new players like an NFL expansion team. Not in modern college football, Clifford. Not in modern college football. That's not the way it is now.
It's still a lot, even in modern college football. 41, it's definitely roster turnover, but now modern college football, easy turnover is 25 to 35. So we're just a little over. It's not like, oh my God, we have so much roster turnover. It's not like we have 70 new players like Colorado or something.
Yeah, look, literally every year, a college football team, for the past however many years, turns over 25-ish players, right?
Yeah,
that's every year.
And now you get the extra 10. We know with transfers now. That's why I say 35 is the benchmark. We're
and you're getting guys that you're not getting random dudes. You're getting guys that can play that contribute immediately to the depth, right? And
yeah, we're getting guys because of the Canes connection promo code CIS. Get that exclusive zoom in with D money because we're getting guys because of that as well.
I wasn't ready. I didn't know if Steve had that one ready to go, but don't worry, it'll be here.
I seen it on the banner. I was like, oh.
I do agree with Cliff though that we're not going 12-0, but it's not because of 41 new players.
But if we do, it's because of Canes connection, though, right?
Absolutely. We only got those 41 players because of Canes connection.
And if you guys haven't been on the site, obviously we always celebrate the greatness of the website. It really is simple to become a member. You just click on this little button right there. Membership. See the basketball arena, also covered in smoke. Pretty nice. Membership plans. I like how stuff kind of just arrives as you go. Look at all these different options. Starter for $25 a month. Team captain for only $50 a month. Maybe they even send you a little patch. That'd be nice. All conference, all American, Ring of Honor, Hall of Famer. All great opportunities that you guys could be involved in. Look, you can get an autographed item by a Canes Connection athlete all the way up here to special meet and great opportunities. I took the liberty of signing Bill up as a Hall of Fame member, and I can't speak to the benefits that Bill's received, but he seems to be very happy with what's going on there. So not too bad. Could definitely be worse. But
can't wait for this special meet and greet opportunity coming my way.
Could you imagine if they did a meet and greet and it was just us? how pissed people would be if they just got to meet us. I know they usually
Pay
meet Steve-O.
$1,000 a month to meet us.
I know they usually see Steve-O for free out at the Walmart, but it's an opportunity to get all three of us in one. That'd be pretty nice. Anyway, but yeah, if you actually want to like really help out the university and especially the football team, like this is the way to do it right here. There's a lot of other things you guys could do. You can go waste $75 on a crappy T-shirt from Fanatics and hope that some money sprinkles into the university somehow, or just donate your money right to an organization that is specifically designed to help bring about positive change in the Miami athletic program. So I'll leave it up to you guys, but obviously the answer seems to be pretty obvious. But anyway, and promo code CIS, as Steve-O said before. Look at that right there on the bottom. Promo code CIS in the link. Add promotion code to get 20% off your first month. So you might as well just do the Hall of Fame one, because then you knock that thing right down to $800. You save $200. It's like you made $200. Right? Or do what you want. I can't put my hands in your pockets. You do what you have to do. But I'm just saying, if you like all the guys you got, not a bad idea to go throw some money in there. They have T-shirts, but they probably send out T-shirts, sweet T-shirts you can wear to the game.
There's been a bunch of people on Twitter been saying thank you, Canes Connection, and some stuff. We'll probably look at it. Where we yeah. All right, I'm already prepared.
You got number 4 ready to go, Steve-O?
I'm prepared. I lost my train of thought, but I'm prepared.
Goo, right there. Anyway, receivers, tight ends listed there at number 3. Now we have O-line, linebackers, and defensive backs here to finish out. So with the top 3 settled, now we need the bottom 3 here. We have 2 on the defensive side of the ball, 1 on the offense. Let's go to Steve-O first. What are you thinking?
I was debating linebackers and offensive line here. I'm gonna let you know. I thought about it. I'm like, okay, Kiko. We know he's a baller. He's a stud at linebacker. Wesley taking that next step, could be a stud, still an above average player. Then you have Alderman coming in an above average player. So you got 3 starters with experience, one being probably an all conference player, one potentially being an all conference player if he just is who he is or he's supposed to be. So you got to factor that in. But I was talking about top 10 players, top 5 players on the roster, earlier, and I'd be remiss if 2 out of the 3 offensive linemen starting aren't on that list. With Inez Cooper, he might be top 5, or top 7 at the very least. Francis, if he's top 10, he could probably be top 5 when he leaves. Jalen Rivers, top 10. I mean, she's the only left tackle we have. he could damn near be number 1. So just thinking about it that way, I mean, I have to go offensive line here. 3 out of your 10 best players, or 12, whatever you want to do. You can numbers crunch. You can debate me in the comments, but at the end of the day, everybody knows Jalen Rivers, Inez Cooper, and Francis Mauanoa have to play for us if we want to have any chance of winning.
Bill?
I think this is pretty close. Kind of this whole time I was kind of going back and forth. I was like, linebacker, the position group is, pretty much settled in terms of like starting, backup, whatever. O-line, we still have, I don't want to call it a hole, but an opening right at a left guard that's still, about to be worked out. But I would put my faith in kind of, mirror ball in that development, and that we have plenty of guys that, have the body, the size that, we're looking for. And I think, that left guard gets, figured out. But you talk, CC, freshman All-American, Inez Cooper, going to be a third year starter. And then Jalen Rivers, who's, probably been our best left tackle here in a while. And that's not even his, natural position, so to say. So I'm in agreement with O-line.
Real quick on D, y'all seen Zion working out?
Yeah, and then there was a sighting on them in spring as well. No one knows what's going to happen with that, so we're just going to wait to see what happens. We're not going to keep putting out the Zion predictions. It's just, if it happens, it happens.
Zion watch and see what happens. But anyway, I don't personally think I'm leaning towards you guys. Same thing with the offensive line. I don't think it's as close because I think I'm more of the mindset of like, and the one issue is not having a spot settled of the 5, but the other 4 spots are so settled and clear that like this guy can play. Like maybe you want to throw some questions about the center position because we haven't seen the guy, Indiana transfer, all that. But I mean, 3 of those spots we're really, really excited about. I would say really, really excited about. Steve-O said top 10-ish players.
Yeah, and then Cooper is going to be a first-round pick. Let's be real. I mean,
right.
He's unless guard just doesn't have the value or whatever the hell the case is. But let's be real. He's been dominant. He's a dominant run blocker. He's a dominant pass pro. He gets better every game. I'm excited to see how good he looks, this year.
Right, and potentially his last year with the way this thing could work out. Like it could be his
I'm
money.
Sorry. I support 3 and dones. Go get your money. Just have the draft stock to go 3 and done. If you don't got the draft stock, don't do it. But when you got the draft stock, hell yeah. Because I want Mario to tell these living rooms, hey, yeah. And I don't have to go back and say what I did at Oregon with Penei Sewell. I'm going to start off with the Nez Cooper, what I did at Miami. And then be like, yeah. Before I was there, I was doing it at Oregon, blah, blah, blah. I know you know Penei Sewell. He's the number 1 paid offensive lineman in the league. Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So he could do it like that, which I think would hold a little bit, not more weight, but that's just a bigger flex,
Yeah,
put him,
sure.
Now you've been at Miami 3 years now. Hey, I already got first-round picks coming out.
Right. I think that's something that's going to be important to sell for sure in the near future. And as like the value of him, while you'd love to see him come back, there is, like you said, value in him deciding like, I can go get be a top 50 pick or whatever, make some money. Like as a guard, like, right, you never know how it's going to go. But
unless you want to finish schooling or how that go. But I would love for him to have the type of draft stock where he could go. And then, that's like a foregone decision. I would love for him to have that type of stock.
Look, Bill had a chance to go. He left. He didn't wait till the end of the show. He had an opportunity to get out of here. He jumped right at it. There's Bill. There's Bill. I will say this real quick on the idea of like you guys want to, kids want to graduate and all that. Absolutely, guys should, finish up their degree. But when you can finish it?
While they're in the league.
When you're in the league and you're a millionaire, then you could go do that. You could do that after you retire from the NFL and you have all that free time. So people act like you can't get a college degree when you're 36 years old. Like you're good. There's a lot of time there, man. You have nothing but time at that point. So let's not go crazy. Yeah, get your degree eventually, and everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. But just saying. So I think we're all pretty much solid there. Offensive line goes next. And just based upon what the conversation was sounding like,
it's pretty close. It's pretty obvious. It's going to be linebackers.
Slide linebackers in here, which leaves us final spot and to backs.
And it sucks. But you just have to linebacker, man, like there's questions about the star or striker, whatever you want to call him, but he could be quote unquote considered a nickel, so low key that's gonna defensive back and linebackers question mark there. Who's gonna be that nickel? Is gonna be a big nickel? Is gonna be just a traditional nickel? It's gonna be a guy that moves inside. We don't know, so I'm trying to think of that. Just Mike and Will, and just we'll see how the rest play out. But you got Kiko in there, man. It's hard to go against on Wes Alderman. I'm big on Popo. Really the only proven defensive back we have right now is we have 2 actually. So we have EP2, who's probably when we're talking about top 10 players on the team, easy. The Broward County top 10. That's getting up there. But then you got Mish. So you got 2 proven defensive backs. And there's going to be 4 to 5 of them on the field. You got like 2 or 3 proven. You got 3 to 4 proven linebackers. There's only going to be 2 of them on the field. Maybe 3. Right. So I don't know. I just numbers wise and just I just got to lean linebackers and just got a lot to prove in the defensive backfield outside of DP2 and Mish is just the honest truth. It's going to be 5 of them out there.
Yep. Bill, where it's at?
Yeah. Kiko is one of the better players on the team. Then you got Wes and Alderman, both experienced guys that should be a fun competition in the fall or summer camp. But I think defensive back, there's just not. I don't think outside of like Steve was saying, DB2 Mish Powell, not a whole lot of experience. Really, I wouldn't even say there's a lot of high end talent. I think Damari has that potential, but I think for this year it's more just guys just doing their job, allowing that front seven to kind of make life easier for them. But I think it lacks overall athleticism in that defensive backfield. I don't know if maybe Deani Hill hits a jolt of speed. Maybe Stafford as well. But I think it's clear cut the top five, and then I think there's a pretty significant gap between them and defensive backs.
Is there a position that's more dependent on, speaking of DBs as a whole, on guys clicking in a way that we don't necessarily expect? Like I know, Steve-O, you've talked up Stafford a lot, right? Would we say it's likely that Stafford has a huge breakout season just based upon the amount we've seen from him so far and like the opportunity that will present itself? Probably not, just because of the situation, but skill-wise, he has the talent to do so. So, like, is there a position that's more reliant on guys finding their way into the lineup and then also having a great year? Probably not, right, Steve-O?
It's just different at DB because when you get cooked, it just looks the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make mistakes at receiver and the camera will never even show it. You know what I'm saying? If you're that guy making a mistake at DB, everybody's gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? It's just so magnified. Even if you had good technique, you just get blurred. So I would agree. You would think, honestly, maybe offensive line, I would argue, would be the other one, just because it's also just a wait your turn and age probably position as well.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's the only one I could think of. But yeah, DB too, and that's a seniority position, especially at safety. You get freshman corners and you get younger corners, but usually your safeties are if you think about the most dominant defenses you could remember in recent memory or past, then usually had veteran safety. Ed Reed played 4 years here. You know what I'm saying? Like Jaquan Johnson and Sheldrick Redwine played 4 years here. Sheldrick going to play safety, 2 of them. But you know what I'm saying? We had experience back there. Rayshawn Jenkins and Jamal Carter and who's the other one safety at that time? But 5-year guys back there. Like Ray Armstrong got kicked out before last year, but him and Telemac were attending for 3-4 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Experience is definitely a safety and defensive back position. You'll see more younger guys get an opportunity, at nickel, outside corner. But safety to come in there and win as a freshman, where you're supposed to be, everybody's looking at you to get it lined up. It's just harder.
Yeah, it's a difficult position, I think, to have young and be able to make up mistakes, because you want your safety to be the eraser, right? You want him to eliminate mistakes, erase mistakes. And when Miami's been good, traditionally, we've had a great safety who is usually an upperclassman, junior, senior. Like, you can go to all of those teams where Miami was really good, and you could just say, "Oh, well, we had this dude. Yeah, this was our guy. He was our safety leader." And then we had probably also a great defensive line room, right? And now we get all hip for linebackers, but I would say it was our defensive tackles and our safeties that have traditionally been the reason why our defenses have been weak.
Yeah, think about it. There's no secret why the 2018 and 2017 defenses were so great. I mean, the defensive line was forcing quarterbacks to maybe make throws that they shouldn't have made, or rushing quarterbacks when they're trying to make the throws. And you got Jaquan and Sheldrick just back there. You have freaking Vince Wilfork coming up the middle, and oh my God, quarterback's getting hit, throwing it up, and guess who's back there? You just see Ed Reed. It's just that type of tandem, and we have it. We have to see. If we're going to be some guys with age. Misha's the guy. Jaden Harris is a 3rd-year player, but we just haven't seen him do it yet. So that's why our defensive backs hit last, but hoping for him. And everybody knows I'm pulling for Stafford, so I hope however those battles go out on the outside, because we already know who's starting on 1. They're going to definitely compete with Daryl, and everybody's going to have to earn their spot. And we already know what's happening, because he's doing it in practice again. So That's starting job number one already locked down. Number two, the person they're going to try, they already didn't throw the ball at Daryl last year. They're going to do it now. It's probably not going to happen. So whoever's going to win that job on the other outside, be ready because they're going to test your ass. There was like 3 or 4 games last year they didn't throw at Daryl. Like, come on, bro. Like, that means all you're doing is, people like, oh, man, Jaden Davis had an up and down season. Bro, he was targeted like 80 times a game. He's going to have to give up some catches. He's going to have to give up something.
Question from Hoodie Davis. You guys see Ryan Mack getting any run this year?
I think he needs because he was playing safety, went to St. Thomas, and he's playing a little safety, then started playing more corner, predominantly corner. Think he has really good feet work at the line of scrimmage. Think he's going to be sticky in man coverage. He's really at his best when I know he was balling in Under Armour camp. He's really at his best, in my opinion. He can play a little bit of off man, super fluid. So he's not one of those guys with a little and all the little stuff get him. He's ready for all that, to be honest with you. But he just has to gain weight, bro. I'm sorry. He has to gain a little bit of weight. I think the corner depth chart is going to be a little deep this year. It's going to be hard to crack. Come around full season, get a spring in you. I think he can make noise because he's definitely going to be like a pure cover corner, and that's what we need. We need pure cover man corners who can run with anybody. He's definitely one of those. He's fast too, but just got to put a little bit of size on, man. In my opinion.
He definitely jumped off the screen during that the Under Armour All-American game. So I mean, we just spent the last 5 or 10 minutes talking about how defensive back is the weakest position on the team. So I think there's an opportunity for him to come in, but he has to be there physically, like Steve was saying, and also the mental side. But again, corner, right? If maybe some injuries happen, maybe some guys don't develop as they should. There would be some snaps to go around for the freshman like Mac and potentially
OJ.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm high on OJ. He's impressing people. Everybody's already talking about how, oh my God, this kid's so athletic. He's oozing athleticism. It's like that. When you're the best player in some of these teams from the trenches, it don't matter what position you was playing, quarterback, receiver, running back, safety, corner. You was one of the best players, if not the best player on the field. Yeah, it's going to translate as long as they stick to the plan, keep developing on that corner. Went to St. Thomas, played only corner for the first time probably in his life, playing only one position. So Coach, I know Canes fans might feel some type of way about him, but Coach Little is a really good defensive back coach and really good coach in general, really good with the kids. So definitely got OJ right.
And so, I mean, long-term potential. We'll see how that affects it and see if young guys can get playing time or what it will look like a year from now. But kind of speaking on the same thought process, we'll end with this. It's from 908 Canes all day. What comment earlier? I want to make sure I got back to it. He said, Steve-O or Bill, Chris, you shut up. He put that in his next comment, but I just added it in here. Who do you think is the most important role players on offense and defense? 2 players on each side, special teams. Special teams, you can throw somebody in there if you guys like to, but think about a role, and it's hard to identify role players. I know right now because we're thinking about everybody as max potential, what you could become. So it's kind of a tough way to identify a guy.
I already got mine.
He's already got his. All right, Steve, why don't you go with your offensive guy?
Elijah Arroyo. He's going to be my role player because I just don't see the tight end position getting as much targets as the receivers. I think it can definitely boost up, and it definitely won't be like a where the hell, why we aren't past the tight ends type of thing. Maybe that's like a game or two. We don't really feature the tight ends much, but I think blocking and receiving, Arroyo is going to be important. So that would probably be my role player. Important, and on defense, Austin, because I think he's going to be on the field to rush the passer. So I would go with him. I think he's probably the first D lineman off the bench.
All right. Makes sense, Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to give a twofer, but it's still the same spot. But whoever that third wide receiver is, whether it's Horton or Sam Brown, X is going to command a lot of attention in the slot. Jacoby George on the outside on one side, but whoever that third receiver is going to have a lot of one-on-one type opportunities. And both those guys can get downfield, make big plays. So I think those guys, either one of them or even both, depending on rotation, could give you, a little bit of juice and, downfield, threat, big playability that, this offense is going to have. And then,
Defense, Bill?
defense, I'll go with CJ Clark. I think he's going to be a guy that, the stat sheet might not reflect what he's going to do. And I remember, years ago, we were talking about a guy like Kendrick Norton. He didn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but he did the dirty work, allowed a guy like RJ McIntosh to flourish. But a guy like Clark, stuff the run, maybe push the pocket around a little bit, really help out, the Baines, the Barons, the Mesidors, the Austins, and so on.
Okay, makes sense. For me, if I'm going to throw some names in, I'm going to kind of lean. Yeah, I like the idea of what Bill said, even though we have, 700-yard potential receiver, 800-yard receiver out there. If all hits well, I'm going to kind of lean back towards Steve-O's side and go with Lofton, because I do think he really will serve a very specific role. But there's going to be some games where he pops up for 3 or 4 touches, and those 3 or 4 touches end up being really, really significant, where you're like, wow, he's the only guy we could have used for that individual type of play, because he has such a unique skill set.
Think about if we go 11 set and, you're in the backfield, Damon Martinez, and then you just, motion him from the H-back into a true 22, because you can hand the ball off to him. You can go outside, sweep each way. You can do whatever you want. So, yeah, I definitely think that role will be hella defined for him. He's just going to be in the backfield, whether it's at H-back or running back or in the slot, just off the ball. He's going to be in the backfield. He's not going to ever be on the ball unless he's inline tight end blocking, which I guess, he can do. But that he definitely got a role.
Right. So that ability, he should serve that role really well. So he's a guy that could pop up little glimpses here. I was also thinking of maybe a gadget guy on offense. If you can get Ray in there, how many touches can you get a Ray, right? If you can get him enough touches, then he's going to be another guy. If five touches a game, he'll make plays with those 5 touches. But
yeah, that'd be sexy if we can get Ray 5 touches a game outside of returns, because I do think he'll be at return as well. But you can get Ray 5 offensive touches, couple catches, maybe a carry too, maybe if it's a pop pass, whatever the case may be, a couple screens. I like that.
Right. So that's the question is, how many can you get for him, really, right? You'd like to get him as much as possible, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Defensively, I was between a couple guys, because I almost want to say Mesidor for the same reason that Steve said Arroyo, because I don't know necessarily what Mesidor's you're not going to put Mesidor like Penn in the same spot every single game. I feel like Mesidor is going to be dependent heavily on the matchup, who we're playing, and that determines snaps, determines where he does his snaps, because he can do 2 different things. So, is he going to start at defensive end in 11 of 12 games? Probably not, right? Yeah, Barron and Bain. He might not. He may be 4. Is he going to start at defensive tackle in 11 of 12 games? No, probably not. Right? You have Clark, you have all these dudes that Barrow all the inside, but he's going to play top 5 snaps for sure of defensive linemen, So I feel like that's kind of a role situation where he's going to make it fit based on whatever works. But also I was thinking maybe a Malik Bryant, an edge guy that plays linebacker, but then also plays defensive end and make you that stand up, just go out there and wreak havoc when we're moving Bain inside. And then Barron off the other side and Alston in there. You get in those, we're rushing the passer packages. That's where the old school role guys, the Trent Harrises and the Lunchbox and all those guys came in and made plays. And those are the role guys we remember for some of those really good teams in the late teens. So, but who knows? We'll see. Just some thoughts out there for everybody. But that'll wrap it up for us here on a Wednesday night. And then we have a lot more off season to cover with a lot more interesting thoughts and questions and things that happen. And at some point in time, we will do an all-time Miami Hurricanes draft, targeting, I don't know, July. We'll call it targeting July
for
that.
Why not?
Steve, would you be excited to be a part of that?
My bad, I was reading something.
Is it something interesting for Miami fans?
Nah, love brother recruitment group chat popping.
Is it? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
some
it's
pop
camp
up.
season, so he's just getting all these. Oh, come camp with us. I'm like, where's that offer, bro? We're at that point, but yeah, we're setting up camps. He's I don't know at 10 p.m. just sent like 3 DMs from 1 o'clock. I'm like, bro, like it's 10. His mom's like, bro, I picked you up from school. You didn't say nothing. So I was laughing at that.
These kids. What happened in school today? Nothing.
It
Nothing.
was early release too. We had extra time.
What if his one of his best offers is from Rutgers? Would you let him go to Rutgers?
They paying for it. I ain't gonna lie. If I mean it hurts, but shit, when Coach Dugans and Coach Dorvell wanted him up there, he was up there. Anybody want to show love? You're more than welcome.
Did he get you in like a
He'll be
shirt or
camping in
something?
Miami. I'll see Coach KB following him and stuff. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, they get a good look at him and be like, "Damn, we might need to rearrange our board." But regardless, just I'm happy for him.
Okay. Also, has your brother been involved in any of these goofy Instagram videos where they do like the fighting stance?
I hope not. I hope not.
I wait every day for like the STA one to pop up on Instagram, and I'm like, oh no, Steve.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, they be because STA got their own little 7-on-7. They be doing the little content, but I hope not. he definitely all up in that, but he's been in some videos, but just not that type.
All right, Bill. Final thoughts for the people.
Good,
Wake
good
up,
show.
Bill.
Huh? I was
Wake
trying
up,
to
Bill.
formulate my thoughts here. I feel like I had something all lined up and then just completely forgot, but that's okay. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the countdown for the Twitter countdown. We're at
Oh yeah, we're back.
94 days.
94 days, Steve-O.
You knew it would come. I'm sure Steve was intently following the countdown, the graphics that I spend hours making every day.
I've been retweeting. I every time I see him, I see him. I
Steve-O's
mean,
a
every
habitual
time I log
retweeter.
on, you know what I mean. I'm waiting. There was a couple skips. I ain't like the McDougal. I ain't gonna lie. But
It's 100% national champions. If
I'm
you're
sorry,
on the
but
countdown, you had to win a national title.
that's crazy. Because when I seen no disrespect for whoever you had at number 98 out there, I was like, whose man's is this? Like, I still retweeted, but I just wanted to. Okay, so that means 85 is gonna suck.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed. Usually this is my time of year where I could be like, yeah. And I'd just be like, yeah, get that guy up there a little bit more. I'd be like, let me flex this. That's
ring
crazy.
season, Steve-O. It's ring season.
I'm gonna have to wait till 47. Or I'm going to run though. Once I get to the 40s, I'm at 47. I'm at 44. I'll be all right.
You'll be okay.
I'll get 7. Hold on, no. Oh, Benny. Nah.
All the blades are from. Aren't they all the blades?
Yeah, so I'll get Benny. Even though Benny went to number 9, he was 80 or no, he was 36, right? Or he was like Lamar.
Benny was 36.
Yeah, Benny was 36. Then he went to
Brian
9.
went to 9.
Brian went to 9. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Don't worry, they're in there. They're in there. If you have any you want to throw our way, Steve, we'll rearrange it a little bit. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got a couple options at 3. You got Cole, you got Harley, you got Glenn Cook. Don't forget my dog, Glenn Cook.
We'll see about Glenn Cook. maybe penciling Glenn Cook. All due respect to Glenn, but maybe penciling.
Who else we got? Obviously 85. You got Hank. 4. You got Phillip. But I'm sorry, that's gonna be. You might want to put. You could put Phillip at 83, his freshman number.
Steve-O, they ring Steve-O. They have to have a ring.
Bro, we haven't won a championship.
It doesn't say Gator
alive.
Bowl champions.
Like we won one championship since I was alive, bro.
Pep Boys Bowl champions. Cheese It Bowl.
Russell Athletic champion. So we'll Stacey Coley.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I might not be too familiar with this list outside the 2001 team.
We'll go heavy 2001. We're gonna roll heavy 2001 team. Like you'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow right away, you're gonna get a message of like, okay, we're really rolling deep with this 2001 team. Bill, off the top of your head, you remember who 93 was?
Players that got drafted on that team, so I would hope.
This guy did not get drafted.
No, 93
93.
on the 2000 team, 2001.
Yeah.
Walters.
No, it was 95. This
Square?
is like John Square. That's right. The
Good
legend.
job, boys. The Canes encyclopedias.
You could, I mean, that 2001 team, you could throw numbers at me. I think if it's someone that even played like a minute, I think I'd be able to get a good amount of them. I don't think you'd stump me if you said a player and I'd say the number or the opposite
I
way.
couldn't stop you. Maybe Bill could, but I couldn't. I'll be like,
Oh.
yeah, what number was Sean? What number was Andre?
He was really good.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty good.
Bill's gonna
Number
try.
6. Heard that guy was fast.
Let's see here.
Are you gonna throw players or numbers? And I say the player, which either way I can do.
I'll probably just throw a number. 90.
Was that Thomas Carroll?
Very good.
Damn, I see you, bro. I see you. I see you, bro.
That's too easy. 74.
74. Was that Shirko? Haji Razuli?
It was.
Shirko Haji Razuli.
Damn,
Shirko Haji Razuli.
with the pronunciation. Okay,
Because Winston.
I'm not going like backups.
All right. Winston was on a team, but he was still 87, if I'm not mistaken.
15.
That was Buck.
That was
That's
Buck.
Gulliver, baby. It's Buck
That was a
Ortega.
Freshman.
Come on, you gotta know Buck Ortega was 15. Come on
Okay.
now.
Tried to sneak one in there. 86.
Brandon Seabold.
damn.
That's
Damn.
stupid. That's the stupid one to get right. That's like not. That's not okay. That's like you gotta like get some like make some free time for yourself. Go outside. The kids would say touch grass. I think after that one.
12.
Mark Guion.
No. Nate Smith.
Oh, damn. That's a tough one. What was Mark Guion there? Now I'm looking it up. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah, no, but that was impressive. You want to run? I ain't gonna lie. I could do that for like teams like probably 2013 and up, maybe. But 2001, that's impressive.
It's been a while. It's definitely been a while, but all right, we had a good run there. I'll take it. But anyway, we'll continue to play that ridiculous game there for the rest of the summer as we wind our way down 94 days away from kickoff. But Steve-O, you didn't give final thoughts to the people. Go ahead.
We're vibing. It's the time of the off season. You'll see these kids working out, or young men working out, grinding. It's great culture. Just keep doing what they're doing. And go Canes. And we'll see, if you can support this weekend, Xavier Restrepo got his football camp at Iowa State Park. Definitely pull up. It's all over everywhere. Sponsored by Canes, where a bunch of other places. So definitely, if you want to support, pull up. That's pretty much it for me.
Very good. All right, that'll do it for us here on 3 Live Canes on CanesInSight. Thanks again to D-Money and all the guys over there at CanesInSight for giving us a platform to do all this stuff. Make sure you guys head over to CanesInsight.com. Jump in on the message board if you want to get involved in some very important discussion. You can join the countdown thread, but the countdown thread, Bill makes the post of our post, and then it kind of goes crazy until the next day, and then Bill makes a post again. So there's some wild things in there, but usually they're like covered by the spoiler thing. So when you click on that spoiler button, be prepared for some things you might see. So that's really up to you guys if you want to follow down that path. Otherwise, get involved in the discussion, read the articles, all that stuff. Make sure you guys go over to Canes Connection if you guys want to donate some money. Then obviously it only helps the program, all that stuff. And remember, it says on the bottom of the screen there, CIS for 20% off the first month. So for Bill and Steve-O, I am Chris. Thank you guys for watching the show. We will see you again next week right here on CanesInSight. For 3 Live Canes, everybody have a good night.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska.
He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free.
Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, but he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players. Step up in big game.